Hello, my Stampin' friends. I hope you're having a good night. Welcome to another episode of Stampin' with Candace.com. I'm Candace Anderson coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. And if you've been following along with me, it's been almost a year, believe it or not, since I started doing lives. I can't believe it's been that long. I believe November, maybe October, November. I know I kind of started doing them a little bit in September when I moved all my office around. But when I started consistently doing them, I believe it was November. I'd have to look back and check. But hopefully you've been joining me a few times. But if you're aware, I typically on the first Monday of the month, I do a Make It With Me Monday. So if you saw my post, I told you what to grab. What I like to do with Make It With Me Monday is for you to grab whatever is in your stash, and hopefully I'm going to show you a technique that you can follow along. Now, this idea I actually got from, I think it's Yogo Stamping. I will double check and see what it was, but it was a fun, cool technique, and I have made a bunch of samples to show you because I've been playing around with it a little bit. But if you missed what I said to grab, I am actually using this gathering together suite. So I'm using these giant leaves. However, I might show you. Um, I used the little small ones. I've done some with circles. I've done some with the Christmas ones, a whole bunch of different ones. But what you want is a solid, so not one that has like a whole bunch of like intricate details. You want just something solid. You could use a punch as well, and then designer series paper. So I am going to be using some of this beautiful, I've shown it lots of times, but the Gathering Together Suite. I don't know. It's an online exclusive. I will tell you that much. This Gathering Together, yeah, designer series paper. Um, and then whether we'll see what else we tie in on that. So I'm going to switch cameras here so we can get started. Um, Again, it's kind of up to you what you want to do, but I have pre-cut some stuff here just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm using this great big huge leaf die. There is like a center, like if you're wanting to do other things, there's a center. If you've seen some of my other samples, I have used that, but we're just using the die itself. So I have cut it out twice. This one here, I actually had cut out and used on a different card. So I am only using this. So this one here, I'm going to save and possibly use on a different card. My other samples, I used both sides. So I will show you kind of the different things that I've done. But some of the ways I've figured the easiest way to do this is I am going to use Post-it notes are your friends. I should have told you to grab Post-it notes. You can do it without them, but I have discovered Post-it notes make this a little bit easier. And we're going to put it on both sides. So you'll notice that I cut out I guess I probably only need the two on this one. So I cut it out. These are two different papers. If you were to look at the back sides, they're two different ones, but I cut out the two that I wanted to showcase and see on here. And then we are going to grab our paper trimmer here. And this paper is, let's double check. Yep, it is 4 inches. So I'm going to line this up on my 2 inches. And I am just going to cut it right in half. So, oh, we do not want to lose that little teeny tiny piece. So we're going to grab another Post-it so that we don't lose that and stick it right there. It looks like there's another little tiny one here. So move this out of the way here. We're going to put that one there. And like I said, I've made lots of samples. So this one I haven't made itself. So we're just kind of doing it as I go. And hopefully it's gonna look good. Okay, But one thing I kind of learned when I was doing this, the Post-it notes help to put it together. Now you're gonna end up with 2 cards when you make this. So I have 2 card bases here. Um, it's also kind of fun because you'll end up with 2 cards and they'll be opposite of each other. Um, but just prepare to make 2 cards at once. And so it's a fun way to make multiple cards. Um, and I'll show you some of my other samples and some tips and tricks on them. But I'm going to flip this one over and we're going to start with this one and we're going to start with our glue. Actually, nope, I'm going to start with this one here. And let's see, this is 4, so it is going to, let me make sure, yeah, it's going to have just an outline around it. So I am going to just add glue to the back of this. I seriously, I love this paper. I have used it so much, and sometimes it's really hard to not use the one side or the other. Now you notice I'm not putting glue on the leaf. I'm just putting it on the other stuff. I'm going to do this upside down because it's a little bit easier to line up for me. And I'm going to line it up so it has basically a border around it. Now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put glue on the leaf part. And then I'm going to stick it and line it up here. Now I am going to carefully pull off the brown on this one because we have the leaf. So I just want the brown pulled off. I have to reline that one up since I didn't have it on the sticky. And then now this time here, I want the brown to stay and I'm going to lift off the uh, patterned paper here, the leaf. And then when we're done, we get this super cool look. So we can finish this off however we want. I'm going to grab, let's see, I think I'm going to grab this little stamp set. Again, quick, easy way to make a card here. And if we want to, we can add some embellishments. These are the Cajun Craze dots. I believe they're part of the suite. And I think I'm going to add some of these on here. There's also the ribbons. There's an embossing folder as well. So, depending on what you want to do. But again, super quick, easy. Now to make this one, we're going to do just the opposite. So we're going to fill this one in. Make sure that you get the little parts that come out if there's some skinny parts here. I did find the Tombow glue works really well for this kind of a project just because you've got all those little pieces and stuff when you're cutting it. Make sure. Okay. Sorry, something turned off there for a second. I wanted to make sure that I didn't accidentally lose you because I've had that happen a time or two. And then this one here, we're going to, oh, I just realized that little piece is supposed to be on this other one. So we will go and add it onto the other one here in a second. Hopefully, see, that should be lining up. Apparently it's lining up about right there. which means it doesn't quite come together right there, but that's okay. It still works just fine. You could take like a marker, whatever, and tie that in if you wanted, if you were worried about it. I'm gonna add this one to here. It didn't necessarily need it, but again, so here I think we can use the same saying on here. And we'll add some of these on here as well. I think I'm going to place them on there. All right. So you ready to see some of the other ones that I came up with? Again, like I said, these ones were super, super simple. I didn't add a lot to them. I could add ribbon and stuff if I wanted to, but I think they're just so pretty even without adding anything extra. Let me show you. So this one right here, I will show you kind of how I did this one. So I took and I did two different ones, and then I just and it didn't matter where I put them. I just kind of stuck them on there. So that's the small ones. I have the paper. You can see this is the cutout part. So if I wanted to make another one, those would just, oh, sorry, it goes this way. So you can do them same color. You can do them reversed. You can do big. You can do little. This one I did it on kind of a strip behind it. I think that one turned out really, really pretty. Um, here's some more. These ones is a little bit more of a square, and I dressed them up just a little bit more. But again, the same idea. Okay, so now we're going to switch to some Christmas ones, and these ones are long ones. So this one here, I kept this the same on both sides, but I put a different designer series paper behind the whole thing. So I just liked the look of that other um, paper behind it. This was a paper from last year that is still available. It comes in like a green and a blue and a red. In fact, I used it's kind of a blue. I don't know. I used the blue on this one. So this is the whatever it's called, the sailboat one, sunrise sailing that I did, and I did it kind of a folded card. And this time I put the gold background on there. But again, super quick, easy, fun way, very minimal stamping on any of these. It's mostly just the saying that I've added this one a little bit more there, but quick, easy, fun way. I love this. If you can't tell, I've made a bunch of these cards, and I want to play around with it a little bit more. I was kind of going through all my different things and said, okay, what shapes can I come up with? What can I do? Which is when I decided to try this sailboat one, and I just think that's so pretty. This is the same paper here if you're looking for it. What is it called? Um, Season of Elegance. So remember, you can order online anytime. I'm going to switch my cameras here so you can see me. You can order anytime on my website. It's Candice Anderson, Candice. So Candice Anderson with an O, .stampinup.net. I'm on Pinterest. I have a blog. I'm Instagram, Facebook. I will tell you, Instagram, Facebook is what I focused on mostly the last year or so. So the others don't have as much, but there's some older stuff on the other ones because I was better at the other ones. So you can check out different stuff there. One more thing I wanted to share before I leave you tonight. If you've ever thought of doing what I'm doing, there is an amazing special going on right now. I'm going to see if I can pull it onto the screen. Hang on. Screen. I should have pre-prepared this, but I didn't. Uh, right here. So there is an amazing deal going on right now. So they have the join for $35, guys. Even if all you want is to just get the a bunch of product for a really good deal. This is an awesome deal. It's $35 worth, $125 worth of product. You get to pick whatever you want for $35. The other one is, if I go the right way, you can pick $189 worth of product for 99. So 99 is the normal sign up. So there's the two really awesome deals. If you've ever been interested in joining my team, you want more information on what I do, give me a shout out. I'd be happy to send you more information or help you get signed up. You can sign up on my website, um, just like before. Um, you can sign up. Oh my goodness, I'm clicking on the wrong things. You can sign up on my website just like you can place an order there. But I've been doing this almost 20 years in November, actually. And it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I love the friends. I love the crafting. I love the company. It's just an amazing thing to be a part of. So I encourage you to give it a try and join me and watch for more projects. I have my Christmas card challenge that I did last year that got me doing all this live stuff and online stuff more. It's starting up in November again, so I'm planning on doing that. So follow along for lots of Christmas cards. If you want to join and follow along, I will also share the group, and you can join the group and follow along there as well. Thanks again for joining me. I will see you again next Monday, and have a stamptastic night. Bye bye.